get good meetings that turn into good opportunities, that turn into great customers. I think the number one problem is probably number one problem in outbound is probably the strategy, right? If you think about strategy, lack thereof, right? So like the laziest thing, like that a lot of I've seen some like dudes with some big titles and these careers, and this is part of why I'm starting this podcast, because I'm so interested in how people get to where they've gotten in sales. Like it's fascinating to me. And some of these people where I'm like, yeah, you should be someone that knows their stuff. You should know how to tell the story, about your company and this. And the way they talk, they say things like, yeah, it's an incredibly game-changing thing. And if you could just give me 15 minutes, I would love to show you this. And I sit there and I'm like, that's the laziest thing you could ever say. It's the laziest thing you could ever say in a selling conversation. A ton of assumptions. Yeah. Well, think about that statement. If you break that statement down, it's me, followed by me, and something that's great for me. And then give me something from you. Like, what if I just showed up and I'm like, hey, I'm the greatest thing in the world. Like, you need to hang out with me. You need to hang out with me. When do you want to hang out with me? What? I don't want to hang out with you. I don't even know you. Why would I hang out with you? I'm going to hang out with someone else, right? So that's kind of where my psychology background comes in, is the idea of like, the best way to communicate is not to talk about yourself the whole time. So put things in context for people. Tell stories, right? Bring them into something to where it makes logical sense, right? One of the things that I talk to SDRs about, they think that like coffee is for closers, right? And the whole idea of like cold calling is to like push. You got to ask, you got to get 5 no's before you hang up the phone. Like I push a completely different agenda. My agenda is, if it doesn't make logical sense, thank them for their time and hang up. And reps are like, well, aren't I supposed to get a meeting? How am I going to get a meeting if I hang up? Well, they just told you they have a solution to the problem that you solve. They're happy with it, and they're not in a buying cycle. Why would you bend them over the chair trying to get a meeting? Don't do that. Walk away.